What's up, YouTube? It's Corey from KP Aquariums. Got an update for you today, Friday. So, I also have a little bit of bad news. The yellow lab babies that I had in that 55, I lost those fish. And I'm not exactly sure why. But I think it was my fault. I've never had this problem before, but at the same time, I've never done this in a tank that had fry in it. They've been in that tank for about 2.5 weeks or so, so I figured they'd be strong enough, but apparently they weren't. So what happened is I put that Aqueon algae remover in there. I had a plant in there that was just getting suffocated by string algae. So I added that in there and turned the lights off, and the next day I lost all those little babies. So now I know not to ever do that again. I read the instructions on it. The only thing it says, don't use it with shrimp or lobsters or crabs or something like that. I'm like, okay, so no crustaceans in there. The little pleco that was in there, he's fine. So anyways, here's my bad news. Good news is, I did go to an auction last night at my local fish club, or rather the Great Salt Lake Aquarium Society, so about 45 minutes south of me. So I went down there, picked up an insane plant. I highly recommend you guys find some fish auctions or some, your local clubs and whatnot. Get in on those clubs, find the auctions. Great resource. First of all, super cheap fish, and everybody else in the hobby you get to bounce ideas off of. So I've made some really good contacts at these meetings. So yeah, let me show you what I got. So first of all, look at that Anubias. That's a 55-gallon tank, y'all. That thing goes from top to bottom. That plant is massive, but it's not going to live in that tank. It's going to live in this little tank down here. Filled this up with a bunch of gravel. This guy is going to be submerged all the way at the bottom of that 270-gallon tote. Now I do have about 3 inches of gravel in there, and I'm concerned about that gravel. I'm concerned about pockets of detritus building up. So what I did is I got this little T here. I'm going to bury these air stones underneath this gravel and then put the plant in so that there's air coming up. So some type of a little under gravel filter type thing, but I'm trying to avoid pockets of detritus and stuff really settling in there and getting gross. So that's the idea. Maybe that works, maybe it doesn't. I'll keep you posted. Okay, so on to the fish. These two guys right here. Let's see if I can zoom in on them. These are the Julidochromis ornatus. I got, there should be a third one in here somewhere. I got 3 of them, but I can only see those 2. They're in there with my other Julies, so that's cool. I picked up all 3 of those guys for $6. These are my Neolamprologus braccardi. These are the 4 new ones I got. They're still a little bit stressed out, I guess, still trying to get used to the tank. They are the daffodil variety, which I believe is the same as these guys. So I think they're going to get all orangey yellow like that, which is super cool. Those are beautiful fish. Love to see those guys spawn. So now, yesterday, this 60-gallon I have with all sorts of guppies in it, I maybe only had 15 guppies in there, something like that. Snails got in there, really slowed down breeding. A bunch of other guys are breeding guppies. Somebody showed up with a whole bag of guppies. I picked it up for $10. Look at these guys. Now, this tank is actually a respectable guppy tank. I mean, I got baby little fry in here all the way up to adults. So, I mean, I'm expecting lots of breeding to pop off in this tank here soon. So that I am really, really excited about. I mean, look at that guy. Look at that. Get out of the way, little guy. Look at him. Whew. He is insane. Please breed. Right? So, okay. Oh, swarm of endlers down there. Look at those guys. Alright, so give me a little bit. Stay tuned. I actually have to go out to lunch here for a little bit. Oh, let me show you this tank real quick. So these are my, you guys have seen this. The little tomato haplochromis in there. They are no more egg sacs on them. So they're all mostly free swimming. Mom still has a few more in her mouth. I'm about to get those out. So I set up this little 10-gallon. Quite frankly, I'm a little bit afraid of this 55. I don't want to put them in there until that thing just cycles for another week or so. I'm going to do a big water change on it next week. But this tank is all brand new, fresh. It's still cloudy. Filter's only been running for about a half hour or so. So I think that will be the next tank that those tomato haps move into. And next week I will, like I said, be stripping Mom down there. So hopefully I will have some more yellow lab babies. So yeah, I'll chime back in here when I get that plant in the gravel and show you guys what that looks like when I get it all submerged all the way down at the bottom of that tank. So I did replace the light on that tank. I'll show you that later, the big tote. So it's not all pink anymore. So yeah, stay tuned and I'll show you that when I get it done. Thanks guys, hang out. What's up YouTube? Alright, I am back. So, I forgot to show you one of the other updates on one of these tanks I was cleaning up. I was talking about. You guys didn't actually see the end result though. This guy, my electric blew a car in it. Changed their substrate around, got rid of a lot of the sand in there. There's still a bunch of sand underneath because I know it was hosting a ton of beneficial bacteria. Chopped out a lot of that moss ball in there. So all in all, it's looking a lot better. These guys seem to be a little bit happier. They're a little bit more social now. So that's good. And the tank in general, I think, just looks a ton better. I like the way that gravel, you know, or rather, I like the way they look with that gravel in the background. It seems to almost enhance their blue a little bit, even though it's blue, but I don't know. So there's that guy. Real happy with the way it turned out. Okay, so, tell you about that huge plant I got. See. So, got rid of that goofy pink light. Now it's just white. Looks so nice. All sorts of little endlers running around in there. Now, here's this plant. Seriously, look at the size of that thing. Monster, right? And there it goes with the little bubblers in there, the air stones. So the idea is that I should have enough air circulation floating around in that, you know, gravel bed that I hopefully won't get big pockets of anaerobic bacteria and nasty stuff. So that's the idea. We'll see if it works. My next problem is I don't know how I'm going to get it down to the bottom of that. I mean, I'm 6'4", but that tote's like almost 5 feet from top to bottom, 4.5 feet or so. I mean, my arms are long, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to reach down there. So that's my next problem. So stay tuned, YouTube. Give me a minute. Alrighty, YouTube. That wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it was. So there it is. See, I got the bubbles coming out of both sides of it. So yeah, I don't know. Hopefully that works out. I've already seen some endlers down there playing around in it, so they seem to enjoy it. But yeah, so there it is, I guess, for now. I'm not sure 100% what I want to do with this, with that tote. I already have 2 endler tanks right now that are, let's see. So there's one, and that's the smaller of the 2. The other colony's over here. This is the one I had you guys watching for a few minutes the other day. Look at that. So I guess here's my question. Not too many pet stores around here are interested. I mean, I'm sure I can get rid of those endlers, but guppies are way more valuable. Everybody likes guppies, right? And I met a guy last night at the auction that I might go over, and it's about an 1.5-hour drive from me. So I might go visit him tomorrow, but he said he had about 120 tanks set up, and he has gotten fish from guppy train before, but now he just imports them straight. So I gotta call that guy and see. So there's my debate in my head, right? Do I try to net those endlers out of there and fill it with fancy guppies, like really fancy guppies? You know what I mean? Like guppy train style guppies. Clearly I'm not getting it from him, but that grade, I don't know. That's kind of what I'm leaning towards. Because I know they breed like crazy, and I know I can sell them. So endlers, yeah, people like the males. They're nice and they're nice and colorful and whatnot. But I don't know. I mean, I can go to every pet store around me and not find not a single endler, but every single one of them has guppies. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Anyways, thank you so much for your time. I know this is a long one. Thanks, YouTube. Have a great weekend, guys.